Villa del Cloroformo. He enters the ring in his 16th professional bout with 13 victories against 1 defeat, 1 draw, 10 of those victories coming by way of KO. Representando a Hermosillo, Sonora, Rubén Cuate Paez. Su contrario en la esquina roja, his opponent in the red corner. Vestido de azul con vivos dorados, he steps in wearing blue with gold trim. He weighed in at an identical 134.5 pounds. Detuvo la báscula a un peso idéntico de 134 libras y media. Esta noche entra al cuadrilátero en su 11º combate a nivel profesional, con un récord invicto de 10 victorias, 7 de ellas por la vía del knockout. Tonight, he enters the ring in his 11th pro bout with an undefeated record of 10 victories. 7 of those victories coming by way of KO. Puro Colonia Cajeme, Ciudad Obregón, Sonora, Luis Koreano Torres.
Muy bien, muchachos, vamos a 8 rounds. Tengan mucho cuidado con sus cabezas, no se me avienten para que no se vaya a suscitar una cortada, ¿ok? Hagan caso a las indicaciones que yo les dé. Salúdense porque sonando la campana se vienen a pelear. ¡Suerte!
Two very hard hitters in the lightweight division. Luis Torres versus Rubén Paez. Time now for the numbers for this 8-round bout. They are presented by Art of Music. Memories fade, memorabilia present.
And they match up, pretty evenly. A little bit of a height and reach advantage for Paez, but we go from 2 18-year-olds to a 19 and a 24-year-old.
Book! Round number 1. Black and gold trunks for Luis Torres. Black and white trunks for Rubén Paez.
Torres off the southpaw stance, Paez orthodox. As soon as I saw his ears yesterday, I said, this guy's got to be an MMA guy, and he told us he was, and I did like his honesty that he said right now he's just 100% focused on boxing because he realized that when he tried to mix both, it did not work.
And both fighters, their respective fighter meetings yesterday, acknowledged that this is a step up in competition.
Much like Solis will see in the main event, Torres was able to fight 4 times on RJJ in 2020. We kept a lot of these guys busy during that year to forget. Nice combination by Torres. Even though it missed, I like the way it flowed.
Paez standing very tall. See the high, tight striking guard. And with the jab, duck under, big swing and a miss from Paez. Torres stepping out of range. 155 remaining, round number 1.
You can see the difference in these two guys with, much more experience than our opening fight. The feeling out process, some chest going on.
Feint with the right hand from Rubén Paez. Big swing and a miss again with the right hand. Right back on the jab from the southpaw stance for Torres.
Both fighters trying to find the DLT, the distance, leverage, and timing to get it going. And I, even though there's not a lot of activity, very much unlike the first fight, I like what I'm seeing here, that they're trying to control this landscape, to figure out the landscape, and then perhaps control it.
No.
Torres has some serious power.
That left hand getting through from Torres. Snap jab, hook to the body with the right back from Paez. A minute remaining, round number 1.
Fuera, no quiero golpes ahí, fuera.
And right. Feint on the left cross.
Nice uppercut. Watch for the left uppercut.
No.
And the looping left from Torres. Those are his power shots.
To the body on the inside for Paez, looking for the turn.
Cuando hay un clinch, se tienen que hacer atrás, porque le puedo bajar un punto.
Referee Julio Cesar Mariscal telling both Torres and Paez, settle down. Break when I say break.
Only 20 amateur fights for Paez. About 35 for Torres.
Torres very tall in that stance, very wide. This is with that right to the body. Good round number one. Doubling up on the jab is Torres. Two very well-matched fighters at 135 pounds, and we move to round two.
Now you were able to catch your wind a little bit in that first round after that first fight.
The 112-pounders were throwing in the opening bout. Coming up next, it is our co-main event. Very intriguing in the welterweight division. Mauricio Pintor versus Kendo Castañeda.
It's all the ears of Paez. You ever have time explain to me why those ears get like that? You would know from your knowing so much about MMA and wrestling.
The fluid builds up, you need to drain them. It's a badge of honor.
I heard that. You see that, again, in the first round, not a lot of real big shots landed, a lot of misses. Both guys trying to get their feel. There was a nice little combination by Torres. I gave Torres that first round. He landed a few more shots than did Paez. And just look more of the ring generalshipper, if that's a word. Again, when you score a fight, it is clean, hard punching, effective aggressiveness, ring generalship, and a thing called defense. And my fifth thing I like to go to, who's doing more of what they want to do.
Punch combination off the mark from Torres. Jab from Paez, more of a rangefinder jab. Overhand left. There's the feint from Torres. Torres told us he thought Paez would continue to move backwards. He said, I need to smartly cut off the ring. I can't chase. Not a lot of backwards movement, though, from Paez. At least not yet.
Paez says he feels he was quicker and smarter.
Fast jab from the southpaw stance, and the left hand misses to the body from Torres.
Paez pawing with that right jab of his instead of just throwing it. He needs to use it. It's also his left elbow is out way too much, winging that thing out, and that would, I would think that Torres would try to land a right hook to the exposed ribs. See how he's got that left hand, he's winging it out, the elbows, mistake. Torres can capitalize, but there's that left uppercut that he loves to throw.
Right cross to the body from Paez. To the jab, now to the body. Counter on the left hook from Torres. Didn't hurt Paez, it definitely took him off his striking line. 1:15 remaining round two.
I like the focus of Torres, and I like the tight defense. Not giving Paez much to hit. See that tight defense? Elbows in. Ties his opponent up smartly.
Walking forward now is Torres.
That was a great illustration and an example of a guy tying somebody up for just a second. Referee did, and there it is again. The referee doesn't even have to come in, and that's that's where clinching is an art, a lost art by many fighters today. And with too many overly officious referees that will get involved in the action when there is a clinch. Of course, sometimes the referees do us a big favor by breaking the fighters when one guy doesn't want to fight.
Referee Julio Cesar Mariscal letting this fight flow.
Yes, he is. I like his movement.
Torres slowly starting to cut off the ring here.
You're right, but let's see if he makes it effective. I think Torres is trying to counter him with something. Feels that he can counter him with something. That's what he's trying to do, but he missed it there with that shot.
Paez into the pocket. That's a clever turn from Torres. Nice defense from Paez, pulling himself back. Final seconds of round number two. Double jab from Rubén Paez as we move to round three. Live tomorrow night on UFC Fight Pass, beginning at 10 p.m. U.S. Canadian Eastern Time. It's Icon MMA from this very ring here in Los Mochis, Sinaloa, Mexico. In the main event, you will see UFC veteran Brock Weaver versus Alexander Barahona in the lightweight division. Icon Fighting Federation 6, live tomorrow night right here on UFC Fight Pass.
A good time in Los Mochis so far. My personal van took me around the entire town today and showed me a good time. Thank you, Ian.
This is a beautiful city, so rich in boxing history.
Presidentes.
Los Mochis considered one of the boxing and culinary capitals of Mexico. Round number 3. And first to the center of the ring is Torres.
These guys are fairly evenly matched. I just see the pedigree, the boxing pedigree of Torres being the difference thus far in the first 2 rounds. Both of them close. I gave both of them to Torres.
And Torres comes in 10-0 with 7 knockouts, 6 of those inside of 3 rounds.
Paez is making somewhat of a mistake of sort of telegraphing his shots. He's trying to almost throw them so properly that I can see, and I'm sure Torres can see them coming. So look for some counters, big left counters by Torres, who needs to let his own right jab go more, which would set up a lot of his power stuff.
Paez 4-punch combination on the inside, right back out. Enters 13-1-1. 10 of his 13 pro boxing wins by way of knockout. Paez sitting down on the right hand. There's the left hook.
Torres has been fighting since the age of 12. Paez started like at 18, he told us. But I did love that I asked him who his favorite fighter was, and he said, Salvador Sanchez, the great Mexican legend who died way too young.
No. Hey,
on the clinch.
There's that nice jab.
Good jab to the body from Paez. And often in this fight, Smitty, he's using that jab as the rangefinder to come in.
Too tentative, though. I mean, it's just not enough pop on it. And I think Torres, if he wants to, can counter it or time it.
Turning over his left hook is Torres, stepping into that. Paez right back to the inside. Looking is that good counter off the ropes from Torres. That backs off Paez. Paez with the jab. The body to the head, right back. Both fighters continue to throw. 50 seconds remaining, round 3.
Yeah, finally some body shots there. We haven't seen a lot of that in this fight thus far.
Torres now cutting off the ring effectively, and that's a smart clinch from Rubén Paez. Hit the double underhooks. Right hand lands from Torres.
Very nice fluid combination. Hooks and uppercuts. No wasted motion.
Turn out left hand from Paez, pulling this fight back to the center of the ring. The turn to the inside. Now on his bike is Luis Torres. Two very talented, very evenly matched lightweights. Final seconds of round number 3 as we are scheduled for 8. Right hand gets through from Torres. That snap back ahead of Rubén Paez.
That head is starting to fall forward of Paez, which will open up those uppercuts for Torres, who, to me, wins another round. They're close rounds, difficult though ones for me to score because, you know, when there's so much more ring generalship to like from Torres, who again is the more experienced boxer, even though he's only 19 years of age.
We are through 3 rounds. Smitty, on your unofficial scorecard, you have it. 3-0, 30-27. Luis Torres.
Flying the in swell there.
Abajo como ahorita como lo agarras aquí ya. Y ahora sí, a partir de esta fecha ya.
Torres, good slipping. Torres with a combination that lands. Paez trying to work the body, work on the inside, but the better activity, the better skills being demonstrated by Luis Torres.
Round number 4. Stepping forward immediately is Torres. Starting with the jab is Rubén Paez.
He countered that jab, that lazy jab of Paez. Torres just stepped it over the top.
Left hand just misses from Torres.
And that's why those pawing jabs, they can work for you, but they can also get you in trouble after a while. If a good fighter times it, he can just step over with a powerful combination or just your own jab over the top of it when you're lazy with it. You can't be lazy with that jab. If you're going to use it as a rangefinder, do it, but don't continue to be lazy with it, or you get popped like that.
Stepping with the left hand, Torres. On the right hand from Paez. Paez looking for the level change. Nearly stepped right into that left hook. Torres loading up the left hand again.
I'd like to see Torres attempt some right hooks to the body. Don't know if he has much of that in his arsenal, but that's a shot I think that would work for him.
Shuffling of the feet from Paez, looking for a way in.
Yeah, he's looking for that. He's looking for that left uppercut. Torres is.
Now 135 remaining, round number 4.
Good head movement by Torres. Good upper body movement.
Bouncing the step of Luis Torres coming forward. Seeing more now of the backwards movement from Rubén Paez that Torres thought we would see.
Slip there by Paez.
Ruled correctly by Julio Cesar Mariscal.
Séquenme aquí, por favor. Ahí está el
Now calling
trapeador.
time as Mariscal.
Mochomo. Hey. Mochomo.
Some issue there, maybe some water, something slippery, because he clearly lost his balance right there.
Smitty, I have commentated across virtually every combat sport, about 3,500 fights on television. I've never seen a mop come into the ring. I'm saying that's a first for you as well.
No, I've seen him.
A mop, actually a mop,
Yeah,
as the fight
I've
went on.
actually seen him,
I've never seen that.
In fact, one of my fights, they actually just mopped me out of the ring. I'm kidding. But yeah, I actually, back in the day, here with my age again, I used to see it more and more. I know when I was watching fights as a little boy in Miami Beach, I'd see them especially in a corner. But typically, they just come in there with a towel,
Exactly. The issue in the last sequence was a low blow.
We need more mops in pugilism, ladies and gentlemen.
To the inside comes Rubén Paez. Torres, though, really controlling the tempo of this fight as we approach the halfway line.
He is starting to be
Good
the
right hand.
effective aggressor, is Torres. He's just slowly but surely kind of taking over things and controlling the landscape, coming forward, marching forward.
Took misses from Paez. Torres again aggressively from the southpaw stance. And that ends round number 4.
Oye, no me escupas aquí porque se está aquí. Escupe para allá, por favor. Dame la toalla.
Toalla.
Another decent round for Torres.
Tira los pies.
I have him ahead 4-0, Sean.
Ya no juegas.
Nice jab there by Torres. Counters nice right over the top with his own jab. And
a slip of Paez in the red corner. You see the excess moisture in the Luis Torres corner. So they brought out the mop.
And there it is. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. No April Fool's joke. It's actually a mop outside the ring.
Set for round number 5 of this lightweight bout. Undefeated Luis Torres versus 13-1-1 Rubén Paez. To round number 5 we go. Right hand turning that up Paez is Torres.
I remember the expression, though, that we used to use back. He mopped up the floor with him, Right now, it is Torres, though, subtly taking over the action, though. I mean, really just, you watch his feet, he's the one coming forward. Paez is hanging in there and landing some shots. Not a lot on him, though, and even that one he threw backing up. And you can watch Torres, just the foot movement. That was a good move just to step out of the way before Paez could even throw something. You see him coming forward, marching forward, coming forward.
Rare undisciplined overhand right from Torres that allowed Paez to pull this fight back to the center of the ring.
This is where I think Torres should add some hooks to his arsenal. He's really trying to land that uppercut. But I think he should throw some hooks here.
So walk down pressure from Torres. Paez very much on his bike here in round number 5. We saw a lot of that closing stages of round 4. Good counter left to the body from Rubén Paez, but again, the backward steps. Slick turn from Paez. Does some interesting things.
He got hurt with that shot.
Big overhand right. Good left on the inside. Torres senses the moment.
I think Paez is in some trouble.
Torres walking in a straight line forward. Torres really opening up off of the jab switch of stances. Southpaw to orthodox. There's the tie-up from Paez.
A lot of time left in this round, Sean. For Torres, he should just get busy.
Torres just missing with that uppercut. Paez continuing to throw back. Another big swing from Torres, cutting off the wing. Big left to the body, a left hook to the body. Backward steps again from Paez.
Watch that uppercut. There it is.
Those are thudding shots to the body, thrown and delivered by Luis Torres. Huge right uppercut. Torres really unloading shots. Cesar Mariscal taking a closer look. Last was an illegal punch as Paez was through the ring ropes. Just a soft warning from Mariscal to Torres. We continue.
He's really
good left hand, another. Torres can see the finish line now. Turning up the temperatures, Luis Torres looking for the finish. Closing seconds of round number 5.
One punch away, Sean.
Good left hand. Paez taking some thunderous shots here in the 5th round. 10 seconds remaining in round number 5. Paez again moving backwards.
Referee's going to stop it.
And that is it! There is the win for Luis Torres. The accumulation of shots for Torres against a very game, but ultimately overwhelmed Rubén Paez.
I think that had the referee not done what he did, and I think he did it correctly and wisely stopping the fight, I think the corner of Paez would have and should have stopped it in between rounds if it were to make it out of the round. Good performance by Torres. He did a lot of the stuff he told us he was going to do. He said to watch, for his left uppercut and looping left. Both of those punches played a role. His ring generalship was good, his control, and we'll see all of that here, setting it up with the jab, combination. Paez in some trouble already and tired. In the wrong position, the wrong posture, but the right posture for those uppercuts and looping shots by Torres. Beautiful uppercut, right uppercut. There's that looping left. This is where he started to throw some of those hooks I said that he should, and there's the uppercut. And although he was doing a great job of trying to finish, he didn't get sloppy with his defense, Torres.
That's really a TKO by volume for Luis Torres, now 11-0. Torres told us, controlling the distance is my key to victory, and he controlled the distance beautifully, especially in rounds 4 and 5.
Very impressed with that victory.
Ladies and gentlemen, an accumulation of blows forces referee Julio Cesar Mariscal to call a halt to the action with an official time of 2 minutes 53 seconds of round number 5. Damas y caballeros, una acumulación de golpes obliga al referí Julio César Mariscal a parar la contienda con un tiempo oficial de 2 minutos 53 segundos del 5º episodio. El ganador por knockout técnico, your winner by way of technical knockout, Puro Colonia Cajeme, el coreano, Luis Torres.
Credit both fighters for this step up, respectively, in competition. It's very easy in pro boxing when you're 10-0, as is Torres, now 11-0, or Paez, who entered 13-1-1, to find and fight the 4-24 guy. Paez definitely had his moments. Good switches of stances, continually moving. Very competitive in the early rounds, although you gave every round ultimately, Smitty, to Paez, but Torres really taking over in round number 4 and then going all the way through in round